Hello everyone, here Tony from the RMIFusion team. Sorry about that. Should have cleared my throat before we started. Right, today, bit of a techie sort of thing. One of the main things that's been very much annoying me with PC gaming lately was Microsoft's sudden switch to Xinput. And just by ditching the direct input and going on to Xinput, which basically, if anybody doesn't know what that means, Xinput is basically the Xbox 360 controller pad setup. Yeah, and a lot of games seem to just fall to that immediately, which has kind of played well from Microsoft because it means that most people have to use their shitty freaking Joypads, and they're no good. I don't like the Xbox 360 Joypad. I just don't like it. They showed the shape and hand. No, I'm used to the old-fashioned PlayStation pads. I prefer them a whole lot better. What really came to a point of staring was when I got hold of Street Fighter Cross Tekken, and basically when I tried using my old pad, which is this one, it basically put an extra set of menus onto the control scheme, and I wasn't able to use the pad because it wouldn't accept the button layouts. No matter what I did, I couldn't get this set up to run. It worked for Street Fighter 4, but it refused to accept this in anything because it would always chuck an error. So, but the moment I plugged an Xbox 360 pad in, oh, fine, thank you, there you go. And the extra menu disappeared, it wasn't there. So, it seems to me that Microsoft were trying to force people in the PC into using Xbox pads. But, lucky enough for Logitech, they came up with an idea. It's very good. Right. This here is the Logitech f310 gamepad. Okay. Now, at first sight, you may be sitting and going, well, it just looks like your normal sort of standard gamepad, but with some coloured buttons on it. It runs similar to the Microsoft Xbox 360. Well, let me put this to you. Let me show you what's the main advantage, if you can see it on the camera. Right. On the back there, you can see a little switch. And on one side, it says X, and on the other side, it says D. Now, while it is switched to D, it will run under direct input. So that's good for emulators or anything else that doesn't use the Xinput system. Okay, and that also makes the game back compatible with all your old software that was used before Xinput was introduced. It even comes with the mode thing in, so you can switch the analogs around. Very handy on that one. And still runs your typical 4-button thing. Now, if you switch it to X1, what it will then do, it will then run all the games in Xinput mode. So, it basically makes the game believe that a normal Xbox 360 pad has been plugged in, and then runs it accordingly. So then that gets around that whole entire strenuous problem of the Xbox pad, but you've got it shaped like a good old-fashioned PlayStation pad. And that made me very, very happy on that account. So now I can play my games and go back to how I was beforehand and not have to worry about, especially when I'm playing Street Fighter, the Xbox D-pad is freaking horrible for Street Fighter. It's nasty. But just while we're here, let's just get to it. First of all, it's good solid plastic. It's not cheap. Usually you come to terms that Logitech actually do very good quality products. They always have done, always will do. That's why they're still in the market today. The buttons are fine. And like I say, you've got the switch on the back to switch between the two modes. And of course, you've got a back and forward buttons. When in X mode, they work as the back and forward buttons on the Xbox pad. On the direct mode, they can work as a start and select button, or just 2 more additional buttons which you can use. Usually, I usually have, if I'm playing on an emulator, I usually have a coin start the game. That's the way I basically have it. Right. So, and then going on, the analogs are nice. They're responsive, and they're not too big either. And yes, they click as well. The D-pad is actually quite nice as well. It's very, if I could just get that sideways, yeah. It's very, very raised. And just to put test purposes, I was playing Street Fighter 4 and I was able to pull off Zangief's Final Atomic Buster every time. And that to me was good. The one thing that I didn't like about the PlayStation 3 pads was the L2, R2 ones. They were trigger based, but I usually kept finding that my finger slipped off them. What they cunningly done on this one, you can get a look in, they've kind of angled up. So whereas with the old PlayStation 3 one, you could pull the trigger, but your finger could slip. This one, you can pull the trigger and it goes flat. So it's well built, a lot better. And looking at this one, so take a look at buttons, well made. Buttons here, just the right size, not too big. And the advantage of it is as well, they're color coded in the same way as what the Xbox is. So basically what you see on the game, where they're showing the Xbox pad, is exactly what you'll see on this one. And of course, the main side of me, this analog is in the better position. I played PlayStation for so many years, I just could not get used to having an analog up here and an analog down here. It freaked me out and I hated it. I still hate it now when I was trying to use that. But now I've got both analogs back to where it should be. I paid $29.99 for this one. It's well worth the cash. USB input, of course, on this one. And that's the Logitech f310. So if you're a PC gamer like myself and you don't want to use Xbox pads because either you just generally don't like them or you're in a position where you have to, then this is the pad for you, because then after this it eliminates the need for emulation software or anything else like that. It's not needed for this pad. I know it's a bit of a kick to the guys who did create the emulation softwares, but this just plugs and works. It's just a lot better. There is also the f310 model, which is basically exactly the same, but it has a rumble pack built in. And then you've also got the f310 model, which is wireless. That's around 50 quid. I was tempted, but I decided my monitor's not big enough to support me. I might buy one in the future because I like this one. But for anybody who wants a good gamepad that is going to do everything for the Xbox and for direct input, then you're not going to miss out by getting hold of yourself one of these. It's well worth the cash. Anyway, this is Tony finishing off here. Hope to see you all soon. If you're not seeing this video through the site, please pop round to www.rmifusion.com. This is our website. And hopefully we'll see you there with lots more game reviews and basically anything else we produce. And please join us on the podcast as well. The RMIFusion cast, just check it out on Podomatic. I'll see you all soon.